Hello, and welcome back to the JadedDragon podcast. So, I got some unfortunate news due to some technical issues as well as some scheduling issues. There won't be an episode of the podcast this week. Unfortunately, what we recorded was very good, but again, technical issues means that it's one of those lost episodes. So, we're now an official podcast. We've been semi-regular, and we have a lost episode. But regardless, even though it's not going to be an episode, I thought I'd still upload this just to let you guys know what's going on. Part of my policy in making this channel and spreading positivity throughout the interwebs was being open with you guys and letting you guys know what's going on with the channel as regularly as possible. Before I get into all that though, there's one thing I have to say, and I haven't said it enough in any of the podcasts so far. I'd like to thank Kubi for the use of his song Up in My Jam all of a sudden for the intro and outro to this podcast. He does some truly amazing music on his SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Kubi, spelled Kubbi. Please go check it out. He is amazing and he was super generous with letting us use his music for the podcast. So thank you so much, dude. Second of all, thank you guys so much for your continued support. We have reached 175 listens across YouTube and podcast apps. We've reached 50 listens on podcast apps. That is buck wild. We are totally new to the whole podcasting experience. And after 6 episodes, we've gained such traction. And it's all because of you guys listening to our stuff and spreading that positivity, you know? Thank you all so much again. You guys are amazing. The greatest fans. But now onto like future projects and stuff. We are going to be releasing a podcast next Friday. And it seems like Fridays is going to be the regular day that we're uploading podcast. I try and upload them around 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. I'm not quite sure the different times in like America and stuff, but I'll post them down in the description below. If you're watching this on YouTube. Another thing is that there's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening on my YouTube channel. So for those listening to the podcast, you know that I've been beeping out something all the time of this project I've been working on. Well, it is a new Hall of Fame video like I've been doing semi off and on throughout the year so far on Far Cry 3, 4, and 5, and progress is going swimmingly on the video, and I should have it up by about next week, maybe the week after. So get excited about that, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in the pipeline, like a video essay. We're moving into video essays instead of just sort of me fanboying about different amazing video games. So Ben is going to be doing one on 358/2, the Kingdom Hearts game, because it's his favorite Kingdom Hearts game, and he's got this great theory about it relating to it being Hamlet, kind of. He talked about it a bit more in the Oscar episode of the podcast. So if you want to hear a bit more in terms of leading up to that, go listen to the Oscar episode of the podcast, which is episode 5. And as well as that, I'm doing a whole bunch of collaborations with those guys and some other mates as well. So the next Hall of Fame after Far Cry is going to be Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix Hall of Fame. And then between Hall of Fame episodes, I'll probably do a few different games. But we're going to be doing 1.5, 2.5, and then 2.8 and 3 as 3 different videos. Because over the last month, I've been playing through all of them, and while the gameplay hasn't been my favorite, I'm not the biggest fan of RPGs. The story in those games is mind-blowing, so I am looking forward to doing those episodes because it's going to be so good. As well as that, we will be doing the the thing we've been promising since the beginning of the podcast, Kingdom Hearts episodes of the podcast as well. Going in depth to their story and going over stuff and like just saying how excellent they are, spreading that positivity, and I'm really looking forward to recording those. I'm not sure if it's going to be next week's podcast or the week after's. Also, we're not going to be talking about all of them, since that would be a 12-hour long episode, even longer. Apparently, Ben can talk about 358 or back cover for 24 hours straight. So, I mean, like, I don't know how many episodes are going to, like, of the podcast that's going to take up, but still, get excited for that. And that's about where we're up to in terms of the YouTube channel and the podcast. I've really enjoyed making the podcast. It's been a highlight of my week ever since we started doing it. And thank you all for listening. It's only with you guys and your continued support that I've been able to do this. Now, if you're listening to this on a podcast app, it would be much appreciated if you all could rate this 5 stars on iTunes. I don't know if there's a star rating on Pocket Casts, but it just gets us recognized so we can get more people into this podcast, spreading that positivity throughout the interwebs. You guys, that would be so good. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you're enjoying that sweet Titanfall 2 footage. God, that game is so good. Expect a Hall of Fame of it sometime in the future. But please subscribe down below, maybe leave a like and a comment. I really do want you guys to comment more. I like to have a bit of back and forth with you guys, discussing some stuff with my videos. So please feel free to leave a comment. So that's the plans for the channel and the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry again for no podcast this week. But hey, this coming up Friday, there's going to be a podcast. Also, I'll probably release the YouTube video of the podcast on Sundays, maybe Mondays. Probably Mondays, that seemed to be best for the Captain Marvel episode. But anyway, look forward to that. And look forward to the Far Cry Hall of Fame and all the Kingdom Hearts stuff coming up in the future. And also, Nathan has a good mic now, so he might actually sound alright. Thank you all for watching/listening, and I'll see you all in the next episode.